Yeah. Overshadowed by shallow minds, I'm lost in the days where the dumb unintelligible receive all the praise. Code of ethics been hella empty, I flip through the page. Too many rodents been showing us how to get through the maze. Please don't let it be you, I'm sincere. Respect and integrity will never appear. If you stabbing another man, meet his back with a spear. I'm just making it clear, reputation is everything. Once it get damaged, shit go left like a wedding ring. But maybe I'm tripping, man, I'm skipping the better things. They neglecting my lines, they refuse to accept it. Guilty living is evident, under rugs where they swept it. Kicking knowledge and breaking curses, you'll see with the time. Been embracing my struggle, nigga, enjoying my climb. Teachers say when pigs fly, I'll be reaching my prime. We'll call a nigga optimist as I glide with the swine, bitch.
Why me, oh me, my oh my, why must you come and fuck up my life? Why me, oh me, my oh my, give me a break cause I'm so damn tired. Why me, oh me, my oh my, why must you come and fuck up my life? Why me, oh me, my oh my, give me a break cause I'm so damn tired.
I was just a shorty with nothing more than my dreams projecting. Me being wealthy, real level-headed and well-respected. Living by the motto, annihilate all the competition. Even if the opulent glory come with some consequences. Niggas steady running they jaw about all types of shit and talking about that stuff from before. But I'm not trying to listen. All I ever wonder is why you think I would find an interest to have an opinion about anything you be politicking. Listen, at the moment, all we trying to do is prosper. Cause nowadays all my niggas is fathers and failure is not an option. They wonder how I maneuver unbothered. I'm so ahead of my time, my parents are still toddlers. Ain't no doubt in my mind that I've been here before. I take a swing at anything like it's miniature golf. I swim with the sharks, handle shit like I'm Christopher Paul. And they say that the way I spit is like how ministers talk. You know I gotta keep it going when the shit get tough. I don't know about me, I switch it up. There are times I feel conflicted, but I know I'm gifted. Self-thought is sickening, bruh. I'm from that city where they'll do harm to you quick to kill your mom and your sister. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas? I've had it to the ceiling with all this steady violence and killings, especially where there's no remorse for the women and children. It's sad. Y'all full of shit like colonoscopy bags with more skeletons in your closet than a biology lab. I'm singing.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Mazuma TV, a.k.a. Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. your grandmother's favorite, a.k.a. Yummy. What's going on, y'all? What's up? We got Boxing Film in the building. He said, Zuma, that's a fact. What's going on? Said, can't wait for Saturday. Me neither, my brother. We got Mazuma TV clips in the building. He says, no, these YouTube be hoeing. Man, I don't really know what to say about that, man. This shit has just been a constant theme. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. You know, ain't nothing I can really do about that. You know, the best thing I would suggest is just turning the notification bell off, turning it back on, you know, and seeing if it'll work from there. But, you know, I had a lot of people come up to me or at least approach me and be like, yo, I'm not getting your notifications whenever you go live. That's why I missed your live. So I go on live about the same time every time, you know what I mean, between 11 and 11:30, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what it is, man. So I appreciate everybody that's on right now, man. If y'all can hit the like button as soon as you come in so we could get the visibility up, it'll be very much appreciated. We got some things that we need to cover today. You know what I mean? It was some dope things that happened today in the boxing world, and we're going to discuss it, man. So let's get into it. You know what I mean? Let me make sure everything is all right with the audio and all that. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Let's get them likes on the up, man. We about to hit 1,800, man. That's what's up, man. My subscribers is going up every day. You know what I mean? I'm gonna chalk that up to the nation and the mob being real supportive along with my consistency. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one. But Boxing Film says, did you see Leonard and Rolly get emotional? I had seen the interview where they were like sitting together, or at least talking amongst each other. Leonard Ellaby was talking about how, you know, Rolly's the only one that checks up on him and shit like that, which means a lot to him and stuff like that. How they had a long flight back after the Gervonta Davis fight and they spoke the whole time. But I didn't see them like really getting emotional. You talking about tears? Like what we talking about? Because I didn't see that at all. Maybe I like drifted off. You know, cause I was doing laundry while I was listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know exactly what you mean, defined as emotional, but I did see them like just speaking on some real shit, which was pretty dope, man. And you know, Rolly Romero is a crazy character. Let's not get it wrong, but it typically be the ones who play like as like these like heel type characters that actually end up being cool people. You know what I mean? And they usually be the ones that play behind that nice guy cloth that typically be pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I've noticed. That's what I've observed. You know, like from what I heard, you know, I never met Floyd Mayweather. You know, God willing, I'll be able to one day. That'll be pretty dope. But the people that I know that have actually interacted with him, done business with him, or actually have been around him, which is a few people that I know, they've always said that Floyd was a good guy. He was a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? But then I heard stuff about Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya played behind this nice guy, cloth all the time. And, you know, I always hear crazy shit about him. You know what I mean? Whether it's on the internet or like I said, people that I know that have done business with him or whatever, they always seem to say negative things about Oscar De La Hoya. You know, calling him a hypocrite and, you know, two-faced, all types of shit. You know what I mean? So that's just what I've observed throughout life. You know what I mean? It's like the ones who actually play characters, they actually be nice guys behind the scenes, and then the guys who actually play the good guy roles, they actually be the bad people in real life. Typically, there's some exceptions, of course. There's exceptions for everything, pretty much, but that's something that I've observed throughout life. Let me see. I do think Floyd a good dude, but I think deep down inside he just loves himself too much. And nothing is wrong with that. I just feel like he don't like no one to win. Well, I don't think it's necessarily him loving himself too much. I think the issue is that it could be a little bit of competitiveness in him. Maybe he's overly competitive to the point where even after he retires, he still wants to be number one, which can be healthy to an extent. But, you know, I think Floyd, like I said, and I've said this multiple times, I think that he has too much pride to admit that somebody has taken his place. I think that he has too much pride to admit that he's no longer that guy anymore. Floyd still calls himself the face of boxing, which is like mind-boggling to me. Because like Floyd, you haven't fought like on a serious note since like 2016, 2017. We're not counting that Conor McGregor shit. You know what I mean? So there's been plenty of fighters that have been on the rise since then and have been, you know, being a good example for the sport of boxing, whether we're talking about Devin Haney, whether we're talking about Gervonta Davis. You know, there's plenty of people, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. There's plenty of people to look to besides yourself. The sport has moved on. You know what I mean? But it seems like Floyd hasn't. It seems like the sport of boxing has moved on. The fans have moved on, but he hasn't. You know what I mean? So that's what I've observed, honestly. Mimi says, hey, stop by to say, hey, I will join the chat in a few, and hopefully the link will work when I get back on here. Okay, cool. Rouse said, I remember a story where a dude said that he saw Floyd give some people in need a stack of cash. The guy wanted to tell the media, but Floyd told him no because he still had to upkeep his bad guy image. Of course, you know, Floyd played that role really well. You know what I mean? But I've seen, like I said, I know people that have, you know, helped him with Mayweather promotions and stuff like that, helped him get sparring. And, you know, they always said Floyd was a very generous person, real nice guy. You know what I mean? And always heard positive things about him, which made me really look forward to meeting him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've always heard positive things from people that have been around him in the boxing world. But I do think that he played that villain role because he understood that, you know, when you're really hated, people are going to continuously tune in to watch you to see whether you lose or not. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Floyd just did that from strictly from a business perspective. Boxing Film says, do you think Rolly could win the fight? Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people are favoring Isaac Cruz. You know what I mean? That's myself included. But the only reason why I'm doing it is because Isaac Cruz has more defensive responsibility than Rolly Romero does. Rolly has a tendency when he's throwing shots, he completely abandons his defense. You know what I mean? I see he got a new trainer now. He's not with Coach Bullet no more. He's with Ismael Salas. And I see when he's shadowboxing and doing drills with his coach that he's prioritizing some sort of defense. You know what I mean? I also seen that he has a very powerful jab that he's been working on, man, like a sledgehammer jab. Nice, sharp, explosive, fast. You know what I mean? Quick. You know what I mean? So I like what Rolly Romero is working on, man. I think that he's in the right space mentally. And I think he's very confident in his preparation. So of course he could win the fight. You know, when you got punching power like Rolly Romero, you could switch up the dynamic of a fight with one punch. You feel what I mean? Isaac Cruz is coming up in weight, and he's naturally a very small guy. He's a very small lightweight. He's an even smaller junior welterweight. You feel what I mean? So he definitely has the size disadvantage. And with Rolly Romero punching down, that just makes his punches even more devastating. So if Isaac is caught lacking and gets hit with a clean shot for Rolly Romero, it could be good night. Or it could be a situation where Isaac touches the canvas and Rolly goes in to finish him. Rolly has great conditioning as well. Rolly, he can do it. He can do it. Now, do I think he's going to do it? No, but I think that he can. You know, I try to speak as objectively as possible and talk about the pros and cons to a fighter. You feel what I mean? And the pros with Rolly Romero, I just mentioned. The negatives about Rolly Romero, the negative things about Rolly Romero, I mentioned as well. You feel what I mean? So, I mean, is it possible that he could win? Yeah, but do I favor him to be the winner? No. I think it's going to take more than one training camp with Salas to, you know, improve the weaknesses that he has. You feel what I mean? But I like that he went over to that trainer. I think he's a much better trainer than Coach Bullet. Ain't no disrespect to him. But I think that he can make some good improvements under Salas tutelage. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a great move. Salute to Lorenzo. What's going on? Teach. What up? What up? He said the Zone had a card tonight, bro. They had two bums fighting in the main event. Oh, I didn't see that at all. I seen that Ergashev had fought, and he had gotten like a body shot knockout. I posted it in our group chat on Instagram and shit like that. He made a quick turnaround from the Subriel Matias fight, man. I think he only took like 4 months off, so that means probably after 2 months he got right back in the camp. So that's dope to see. Quick turnaround, you know what I mean? So it was pretty dope. Junior Spock said, I like that you are positive and optimistic, but Rolly is goofy, bro. Or Guffy. I don't know if you meant to say goofy. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't think it's really me being positive or optimistic because at the end of the day, I don't really care if Rolly wins or if Pitbull wins. I'm not really a fan of neither one of them. I like their styles. I like what they bring to the table. I'm a fan of them fighting each other. But I'm not really trying to be optimistic about Rolly winning. You know, if he loses, it really has no type of effect on me. I'm just speaking from a neutral standpoint. You know what I mean? Try to be as unbiased as possible. You feel what I mean? You said the most important quality, and that's Cruz's defense. Yeah, like Isaac Cruz, he brings his hands back, man. Like if you watch that Gervonta Davis fight, Gervonta had a hard time landing them power punches on him, man. Because Isaac will lead. He'll lead with something. Like he'll lead with a jab. Gervonta will attempt to counter. But by the time Gervonta will get that counter shot off, Isaac already had brought his hands in. And he brings his guard in real nice and tight. And he rolls with the shot. So he has a lot of defensive responsibility. He's not like a punching bag or anything like that. You feel what I mean? So I think that because he's more schooled defensively, I think that it'll give him it'll keep his health bar up. You know what I mean? I feel like the punishment will accumulate quicker on Rolly than it would on Isaac Cruz. That's what I personally believe. You feel what I mean? I think I see Rolly getting hit with more cleaner shots than Isaac Cruz. That's just me. You know what I mean? Ergashev said he wants a Matias rematch. I'm sure he do. But if you're quitting in your corner and stuff like that, in all honesty, you don't deserve it. You're gonna have to do more than that. The guy you fought, he wasn't world level or anything like that. You gotta build yourself back up. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a competitive fight, and then you actually, you hurt Matias or you dropped him, and then he just came out of nowhere and started. It wasn't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It was, you let your hands go for a little bit. You didn't phase Matias. Matias came to you, hit you with some shots, and you didn't want to come back out of your corner. So you don't deserve a rematch. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I personally believe. But I think Subriel would say the same thing. There's no point in seeing that fight. Subriel got possible unification fights on the way. He got Leon Paro in front of him right now with the possibility of fighting Devin Haney, Richardson Hitchens. There's a lot of people that he could get in the mix with that are bigger fights than Ergashev. Why the fuck would he go back to that? You know what I'm saying? So it don't really make sense. I think Ergashev really understands that too. He just speaking like what he wants to happen, not what he think is going to happen or what he deserves. Junior Spock says, I appreciate Rolly's passion and big talk. We need more talkers to help keep the casuals into boxing. I agree with that 1,000%, man. I'm a fan of people talking shit. You know what I mean? I feel like there's some people, who like fighters that are humble and shit like that. But being humble just causes a boring buildup, man. And like Junior and what Junior said right here, it doesn't attract the casual boxer fan at all. If you want to attract the casual boxer fan, you gotta do some controversial shit. And that includes doing shit that that Rolly Romero does. He got a fake chain. I'm not gonna say fake. I don't know what it is, but I seen that he got a chain of like a Chihuahua with Isaac Cruz face on it. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty funny. He's talking about how he adopted a Chihuahua and named it Isaac or Isaac, whatever the hell they want to pronounce his name. You know what I mean? It's a little fun shit like that could go viral on the internet to get the casual boxer fans' attention and want to tune into the fight. You know what I mean? So Rolly, he has that part of the game down packed. He just needs to get the fighting shit in order. He needs to get the defense and the overall boxing ability down packed. But besides that, he has the promotional shit, the marketability aspect covered for sure. You know what I'm saying? Rouse says, I don't really got anyone in this. To me, this fight will be determined by whoever lands a good, clean shot first, in my opinion. That may very well be possible. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just trust Isaac Cruz's durability more than Rolly's. I think that Rolly's punch resistance has declined since the Gervonta Davis fight. I don't think he has the same belief in himself and taking a shot like he used to. I think since Gervonta Davis stopped him, he's questioned. He's shown some like a fragile mentality. I don't think he believes in his chin like he used to at one point in time, because that whole buildup into his career when he was undefeated and stuff like that, he came in reckless. He didn't care to take a shot. He was just looking to get you the fuck up out of there. Gervonta cracks him, stops him, and then he goes and fights another hard puncher in Barroso, and then turns into Guillermo Rigondeaux, trying to box motherfuckers, turn into Gary Russell. It's like, yo, what's going on right now? Where you get this from? That's not you. The fuck? You know what I mean? So it just let me know that he's not confident in his ability to take a shot like he did at one point. I don't think Isaac Cruz has those type of blocks mentally. So I feel like I trust Isaac Cruz mentality more than Rolly Romero's. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why I believe Pitbull is going to come out successful. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rolly beat him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised at all. Are you making a prediction video or have you picked all your winners? I'm going to make a prediction video. That's going to be out tomorrow or early Saturday. I'm going to definitely come out with that. I'm going to speak on who I feel like is going to win and why they're going to win. You know what I mean? I'd probably be bold and probably throw some rounds in there or whatever. But definitely, prediction video is going to be on the way, and I'm gonna do my best to do some live fight commentary as well. So we definitely gonna get that on and popping for sure. Mazuma TV clip says, "What would have happened if the ref let Rolly continue against Tank Davis? He probably would have got put on a highlight reel. You know, Gervonta Davis is one of the best finishers in the sport of boxing, man. And from that initial knockdown, Rolly Romero looked like he didn't know where he was. And if the ref would have allowed that to continue, then that would have been a huge mistake on the ref's part. I believe the ref would have been held. I think that he would have gotten bashed for deciding to let Rolly Romero continue, because then it would have been a conversation like, damn, you must have really wanted to see this guy get hurt, because he showed you that he couldn't continue. He didn't even have his feet underneath him. And when he was walking back to the locker room with his father, it looked like he still did not know where he was at. He looked like he had zero control of his feet or his mobility overall. So if they would allow that to continue, man, the ref probably would have gotten in trouble for that, in all honesty. That would have been a huge disservice to Rolly Romero and, you know, the overall safety of a fighter. You feel what I mean? So he would have got put on a stretcher. We keeping it real. Junior says, if you want more views, do a betting show. A lot of. What do you mean by that? Explain that. A betting show. I don't know what that means. What's a betting show? Inform me. Rolly knew he was done. Rolly didn't complain at the decision the ref made. He probably wasn't able to. I think that he was so far gone that he didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he was just glad that the ref stopped it, because, like you said, he probably knew that he was done. You feel what I mean? But I need to know what a betting show is. That sounds pretty interesting. Oh, don't just pick the winner, but dive into the value based on the odds set. Okay, I could do some research on that. But I know that like different betting websites have like different odds, right? You know, it's not like just one standard that's out here where it's like, oh, plus 250 and then the other guys are minus 300. I've seen different betting like websites and shit like that. Betting apps have different odds for the same fight. Said the hood rooting for Rolly. Crazy as hell. Shit, everybody in my gym, they don't like Rolly. Nobody in my gym like Rolly, bro. Ooh, Fundora is a 4-1 underdog. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That's a great idea, man. I'm gonna shout you out when I end up doing that. I'm gonna shout you out for the idea, man. I'm gonna give you your credit. Why though? Why though? What? Oh, why they not a fan of him? I think it's because, I mean, maybe they just not a fan of, you know, his overall fighting style or his abilities. They probably don't respect his skill set. That's what I would assume, because it's not a doubt that Rolly Romero is like funny. Like everybody know he's funny. You know, we know he's entertaining, but like his overall skill set as a fighter, a lot of people probably don't fuck with. And that's probably enough of a reason why they're not fans of him. You know, because you could talk all the shit in the world, but if you ain't got no skills, you look like you a cornball. You know what I'm saying? You gotta walk it like you talk it. So if you talking it, you ain't walking it as good as you talk it. Yeah, I mean, it's not really respectable. Like we fucked with Floyd because Floyd would talk that talk, and then he would perform in a phenomenal fashion. Rolly Romero would talk crazy and then lay an egg. So I think that's part of the reason why. But you know, this is his opportunity to, you know, walk it like he talk it. Talk that shit to Pitbull. If he stopped Pitbull, then that'd be dope, man. That'd be like a statement. And Rolly might get a few more fans out of that situation because he's highly doubted. What are the odds for Pitbull and Rolly? That's interesting. I want to see the odds for that. What do the odds what do the odds makers, whatever the hell you call them, what do they call it? What's the odds for that? Rolly's a slight favorite. What? Oh, okay. So they got Cruz as the favorite. So the betters, whatever. What do you call these people? What do you call these people? Like odds makers? Wow. Okay. 2.5. Okay. So you're gonna need 2.5 to make 100 off Pitt. Okay. And what's Rolly's? What's Rolly's odds? I'll just look it up myself. I don't need to keep asking y'all to look back for me. Let me see. So according to FanDuel Sportsbook, I haven't logged on here in a while. Yeah, it's been a minute. Bro, I suck at betting, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never won a parlay in my life. You know what I'm saying? So forgive me for not knowing my stuff. So Rolly plus 215 on FanDuel. Rolly Isaac Cruz is minus 280. He's minus 280 on FanDuel, and Rolly Romero is plus 215. Okay. So if you were to go Rolly Romero plus 500 for Rolly Romero to get the knockout, and minus 120 for Isaac Cruz to get the knockout. So they believe that Isaac Cruz is going to knock Rolly out. That's interesting. Yeah. I got to do more. Yeah, this is actually real interesting, Junior. I'm going to definitely get into this. Okay. Yo, Junior, if you got Instagram, man, hit me up, man. We got to talk about this a little bit more. You giving me game right now, man. I'm going to hit you up. But we got 18 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in, man. My bad, we're talking about the bets and all that stuff. That's a great idea, though. I'm gonna definitely look into that. You know what I mean? And if I don't do it for this fight, then I'm gonna definitely do it for the fights that are coming up. Whether we talking about Better Beef, Bivol, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a dope idea, man. Thank you for the idea behind that. Okay, yeah, hit me up ASAP, so we could chop it up. But let's get into the boxing talk, man. This is something that I really wanted to go over because once I heard this, I put two and two together and just came up with this conclusion, man. And I'm pretty confident on my stance in this situation. So let's get into it, man. So obviously, the big it's a lit card that's coming up this weekend, man. It's a lit card. Obviously, we got Tszyu, Sebastian Fundora as the main event. Then we got Rolly Romero and Pitbull Cruz as the co-main event. I seen at the press conference today there was a few more fights that Errol Lara, Mike Zarafa. They got the Aussies on there showing out. You know what I mean, representing. So that's dope. That's dope for my Australian people that's out here. You feel what I mean? No, I'm not betting no cash. But Junior Spot gave me an idea for video content to like bring up the odds and shit like that. Do like a little betting show. You know what I mean? So we definitely gonna take that in consideration and follow through with it eventually. But yeah, man. So it's a lit card going on this weekend. Errol Lara, Mike Zarafa. You know what I mean? Them Aussies. I think you call them Aussies. They showing out tonight on Saturday night. You feel me? So they feeling pretty confident. They ready to go. I think Elijah Garcia and Karan Davis is on the same card. Lorenzo said Lara versus Rafa is a low-key a banger, bro. These fights in general on this card are bangers, bro. Elijah Garcia, Karan Davis. I know Karan Davis. He came to my gym and sparred before. You know, both gyms I used to train out of, I seen him sparring both. You feel what I mean? So he sparred some of the pros that I've worked with in the past. I know Karan Davis, he could rumble. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be a good fight with Elijah Garcia. You feel me? So what I want to get into specifically is the boy Errol Spence, man. Errol Spence is back in the mix. He's been on social media talking a little bit more lately. He did have a little hiatus after the Terence Crawford loss. You know, it was a bad performance. I think that he just wanted to fall back, reflect on things, spend time with his family, and just recover. You know what I mean? Because they was trying to bring him back at the end of December. You know, he wasn't able to. He had to get some cataract surgery or whatever. He just had to take care of himself, which I was a huge advocate for. You know, there was a lot of people who wanted to see the rematch right away. I was one of the people that didn't. I didn't want to see that rematch happen at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I understood that, you know, that could really take a lot from Errol Spence, or maybe even send him into retirement if he took two bad losses like that back-to-back against Terence Crawford. But according to Errol Spence on social media, that man said he is headed to Las Vegas. So I'm sure he's there by now. But he says that he's headed to Las Vegas, and he said he wants the winner. So, of course, he's talking about the winner of Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora. You know what I mean? Errol Spence is about to be a new guy in the 154-pound division. He's been anticipating it for a long time. It's something that he genuinely wants. You know what I mean? And he's looking for smoke at the 154-pound division. So he's letting you know he's going to be there. He's going to be in attendance. And most likely he'll probably be there in attendance because they're probably going to announce the Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin fight on that card. You know what I mean? Maybe Frank Martin's going to be there as well. Who knows? Gervonta Davis might pop up. So we're going to have to see what's up. But, you know, I don't think that Errol is going to – he might just pop up there just to check out a fight, you know, but I think that he's going over there for something a little bit more than that. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced the Gervonta Davis fight versus Frank Martin on that card that night. You feel what I mean? So Errol Spence, he's looking to get back into the mix. You feel what I mean? But I find it funny that Errol Spence is calling for the winner of this fight when he sees that Terence Crawford is already making the moves necessary to lock himself in against the winner. You feel what I mean? I don't believe this is a coincidence at all. I think that Errol is doing this strategically. You know what I mean? And if you ain't checked, I don't know if Tank is there. But, you know, I've gotten a call from Gervonta. Well, my team had gotten a call from Gervonta Davis's team to spar with one of our guys, Josh Jones. Josh Jones is a southpaw, you know what I mean, like Frank Martin. And Gervonta Davis is looking for work for a couple weeks. So, you know, we there's a possibility we might send our guy over there. They offering some pretty good money, and it's a great opportunity. So I know that Gervonta Davis is locked in, and he's ready to rumble, bro. He's ready to get camp started. You feel what I mean? So I already know that Tank is locked in now. Where his training camp is at, I'm not sure. He got the ankle monitor taken off, so he might be training in Vegas. I'm not sure. I don't know. But regardless, I want to talk about what Errol Spence is doing right now. You know what I mean? And Creasy EQ says, will he get Tim before Errol? That profile pic crazy. I know that's not you. There ain't no way. But will he get Tim before Errol? Well, that's the question. That's the question. And I think it's too I think a lot of people just assuming Tszyu gonna win, man. That just makes me very uncomfortable. You know, me coming up in boxing and just knowing the sport, bro, we don't underestimate nobody. You feel what I mean? So I think that we need to just lay off of the assumption for right now that Tszyu's gonna win. You know how dumb it'll be. Do you know how dumb it'll be? Like if we talking about Tszyu fighting Crawford, fighting Spence, and then he comes up short and loses to Fundora. How dumb will we look as boxing fans, man? That's why I'm saying Tszyu, Sebastian Fundora, winner. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's not guaranteed that Tszyu is going to win. There is no guarantees in boxing, man. You feel what I mean? There's no guarantees in boxing. He said Mazuma and Gervonta. Team Pivot Boxing Management and Tank and GTD promotions for sure. You know what I'm saying? Am I allowed to say that? I mean, I don't got no motherfucking NDA. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if that's going to be released out to the public, then fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't really care. Can't nobody tell me to shut up. I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna let the nation know what's going on with what the fuck I got going on in life. You know what I'm saying? I also had Shakur Stevenson grandfather, his trainer, Wally Moses, whatever the hell, hit me up on Facebook. You know what I mean? I don't know if he looking for some work for Shakur, but them people hit me up as well. Let me see if I got the message right here. Yeah, he ain't never get back to me though. Yeah. Willie Moses. I said, what's going on, champ? He ain't ever write me. You feel me? So I'll be in touch with these dudes all the time, man. They always reach out. You know what I mean? They know what it is. For sure. He said, what if I meet him? It'll be a dope experience to meet Tank. It'll be a dope experience. Why not? You know, I ain't gonna change my stance on what I believe in terms of what's going on with his career and shit like that. But you know, it'll be good to chop it up with him. I would love to bring him on the channel, of course. He's a big name. Why not? That'll do some great numbers, and I would like to really get a true understanding of Gervonta. I think that I'll ask some questions he never been asked before, just to get a different perspective of him, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see exactly who he is as a person, and you know how he like approaches things in boxing. Cause I don't know, man. It's some questions that's out there about him that I feel like I need to ask him for real. But Fundora can fight. Fundora is very dangerous. EQ, he's definitely dangerous. But you know, Errol Spence sees that Terence Crawford is trying to get this opportunity to fight the winner of Tszyu or Sebastian Fundora. You know, he's taking the steps necessary through sanctioning bodies, the WBO, to make this fight happen. You know what I mean? The WBO did approve it, and I think that right after the fight happens on Saturday night, the WBO is they're gonna put things into play to put Terence Crawford in position. However, Errol Spence has thrown his bid in now. You know what I mean? Errol Spence being a PBC fighter, this being a PBC event. And, you know, Tszyu technically isn't a PBC fighter, but, you know, he does business with PBC. You feel what I mean? He has a fight deal with PBC, similar to Jaron Ennis. A lot of people think that Jaron Ennis is signed with PBC. He's not. You know what I mean? He just does he has like a fight deal with PBC. There's a difference. You know what I mean? Which means that, you know, Al Heyman isn't in control. He doesn't move the pieces for these guys. They move how they want. You know what I mean? However they team decides. He's like, Al Heyman doesn't have control over these guys. You feel what I'm saying? So with Errol Spence being with PBC and these guys doing deals with PBC and Sebastian Fundora being a PBC fighter himself, it seems like Errol Spence may have the shortcut to get to that fight before Terence Crawford. Now, is it a snake move? I mean, it could be. You know what I mean? But it is business at the end of the day. And Errol Spence isn't going to wait around. You know what I mean? And just wait for opportunities to fall in his lap. If he sees there's an opportunity to jump on a fight that he feels like is beneficial for his career, then he should pursue it. You know what I mean? It's nothing personal. You know what I mean? This is strictly a business move, in my opinion. 704 Joe says, Spence is my favorite fighter, but I don't believe he wants to fight anybody right now. Well, okay. I mean, if you're going to take that perspective, you can. But at the same time, if you feel like that's genuinely true, then why is Errol Spence going to Las Vegas to watch the fight, to spectate the fight, and then follow up and say that he wants the winner? So are you saying that Errol Spence is a liar? Because typically whenever Errol says something about wanting to fight somebody, he's made it happen. So I think that Errol Spence is being dead ass. I think he's telling the truth. You feel what I mean? We got 21 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in if you appreciate the content. We having a serious conversation right now, man. It seems like Errol Spence is trying to finesse that fight from Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford isn't a PBC fighter. That's why he's taking the steps necessary through the WBO to make this fight happen, to force their hand, to make them fight. You feel what I mean? But now Tszyu's manager is coming out and saying that they'll vacate the WBO title to fight Errol Spence. So now it seems like they see more of an opportunity to come out successful against Errol Spence than they would against Terence Crawford. If they're willing to vacate a belt to fight a man, it's either because it's more of an opportunity financially or it's more of an opportunity in terms of winning. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this is Errol Spence's strategy in order to get the rematch against Bud at 154 pounds. He got out of the rematch clause. Both of these guys did. The timing just wasn't right. Errol Spence went and got the surgery. Terence Crawford moved on from the situation. He is now a free agent. Errol Spence, being as competitive as he is, he wants that rematch by any means necessary. Errol Spence wants that, right? He wants to avenge that loss. He wants his lick back. He's made it clear. But being that they've both been, separated from that rematch clause and they both going about their own way, Errol Spence has to find a way to get back into that zone where he could get that rematch against Terence Crawford. So how will he be able to do so? Fight the winner of Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora, so it could ultimately put him in position to face Terence Crawford again for unification at 154 pounds. Why not? Why not? It's a genius move. If your whole intention is to fight Terence Crawford, you know what I mean, at the weight class that you feel like you will be more comfortable at, and the rematch clause is no longer available, you got to eliminate the competition. You see Terence Crawford want to fight the Sebastian Fundora and Tszyu winner. So why not beat him to it, defeat the guy who comes out victorious between them two, so Terence Crawford don't got nowhere to go but to face you? Why not? It's a genius move. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Errol Spence is that calculator as to where this is what he was thinking. You know what I mean? He's sitting back, he watching. He not that active on social media, but I'm sure he's reading everything. He sees what's going on. He knows what's going on in the boxing world. He's informed. It's not like he's completely disconnected. He ain't like a fucking Keith Thurman, playing a motherfucking flute somewhere on top of a mountain in Indonesia. Nah, Errol Spence in the mix, man. He's staying quiet. He's staying low key. He dealing with his things, privately, but he knows what's going on. He understands that Terence Crawford is looking for a fight. He's looking for a fight. He can't get the Canelo Alvarez fight. You know what I'm saying? Canelo talking about he not gonna get anything out of beating Terence Crawford. They not gonna give him they ain't gonna give him no cool points for that. So he not looking in Terence Crawford direction. Terence Crawford like, damn, well, if I can't get that fight, I'm gonna get the next best fight possible. And who would that be? The winner of Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora. Why? Because there's two belts on the line. You know what I'm saying? You could unify the division in one fight. Why not? Why not? It makes all the sense in the world for Errol Spence to take this approach. If his intention is to rematch Terence Crawford, beat him to that opportunity, take that opportunity away from him, become out victorious, so you could be like, yo, Terence Crawford, I got the belts that you want. So what's up? Let's get it popping. Genius move. You know what I mean? Low nose boxing out here wilding. He talking about Bud need to go fight Campbell Hatton. I see that Campbell Hatton is like a running meme for a lot of people. That's crazy. Why everybody look at Campbell Hatton as a joke? Campbell just lost his last fight, though. He put on a good effort. He just got outclassed, man. You could tell that Campbell Hatton, he got the mentality, he got the work ethic because he was throwing a lot of punches, man. Campbell Hatton was letting his hands go. He was just outskilled. You know what I mean? It's like he's not his dad. Obviously, he's not his dad. A lot of these sons and daughters don't be their dads. We know that. But you could tell that he has the mentality for it, and he took that loss on the chin, man. He didn't cry, complain, nothing. He saluted the man and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Low Nose Boxer said Campbell Hatton is a turkey burger with extra turkey bacon. No, I'm joking. Campbell does have a name. I mean, he got his dad last name, but in terms of making a name for himself, he ain't really nobody. It seems like he's the butt of everybody's joke, for real, for real. Him losing in his last fight definitely didn't help that stop neither. G-Bo, what up? He said, Mark, why is Spence saying it now after Thurman dropped? I have no idea, man. That's something that would have to be asked to Errol personally. I don't know exactly why he doing that at all. I know that he never wanted to fight Keith Thurman. I know that for a fact, and maybe because there was a possibility Keith Thurman may win. Errol Spence wasn't exploring that option, but since Keith Thurman got himself out of the picture, and there's two other guys that Errol Spence doesn't have a history with, maybe he's more optimistic about fighting them two guys. That may very well be the possibility. Oh, okay, frequent flyer. Okay, well, that's really good to know. Tszyu said he ain't dropping no belt. Shout out to Tszyu for being his own man and making his own decisions, unlike some fighters. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, fuck what my manager talking about. I ain't dropping a motherfucking thing, so let's get this shit popping. Shout out to Tszyu, man. I like that dude's mentality, dog. I know that, we've been giving Tszyu a hard time because we feel like he's unproven or, he's been sheltered because he's the son of a legend and shit like that. But, yo, this man, he's very confident. And he don't got a problem rolling the dice, man. He really don't. He'll really get in there with anybody. I knew Tszyu didn't have no fucks when he took on that Jermell Charlo fight. You know what I'm saying? He was talking. You know what I mean? Jermell was talking. And, yo, he made that fight happen like this, bro. And I was like, okay, well, he really signed the fight. So he not just talking. He really with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when Jermell Charlo pulled out, he didn't care. He just kept trucking. He's like, all right, so who next? Like, he don't care. Like, he don't really be taking this shit personal. He just really believe in himself. And, like, he's willing to go after anybody. Like, you hear how this dude is being asked about certain fighters, and it's like he's not moved. He's not bothered. You know what I'm saying? They asked him about Bud. He was like, oh, Bud? Oh yeah, why not? Yeah. Errol Spence? Oh, yeah, why not? Yeah. Jaron Ennis? Oh, yeah, of course. So, what? When I heard him respond like that about Jaron Ennis, I'm like, Boots, if you don't go try to make this motherfucking fight happen, dog. He seemed like that's the most optimistic answer I've ever seen when being asked about Jaron Ennis, dog. Because nowadays when we hear about people fighting Jaron Ennis, oh, he don't bring nothing to the table. Oh, we could fight, but maybe later on down the line. Oh, Boots is a talented kid, man. He, we're not really on that right now. Maybe later down the line. That was the most optimistic I ever seen somebody talk about fighting Jaron Ennis. No worries in the world at all. Tszyu's been saying that he's a throwback fighter, bro. He's really acting like it. And for him to, go from Keith Thurman to Sebastian Fundora, who's two totally different styles, and taking it on a 11 to 12 day notice. That's ballsy, man. That's ballsy, bro. I'm trying to tell you. That's a bold move to take on last minute because now you gotta disregard that whole training camp you just had and solely focus on this one individual for 11 to 12 days. Who's nothing like Keith. Keith is a smaller guy, average welterweight, lifelong welterweight, career long welterweight. Got some boxing ability, likes to use his mobility, likes to set traps, and he got some hand speed, he got some great ring IQ and stuff like that. Meanwhile, that gets completely tossed away. Fuck him, because now you gotta go up against a 6'6", 6'7" southpaw and Sebastian Fundora, who likes to let his hands go. Pressure fighter, you know what I mean, and likes to fight mid to close range throughout the course of his fights. And he has a cumulative power. He breaks people down, he gets them up out of there. You see what I mean? So now you gotta you gotta mentally prepare yourself for a totally different scenario in the fight because this is gonna be a rough fight, man. Tszyu may very well possibly win. But he's going to have to go through some hell to defeat this man. Whoever goes up against Sebastian Fundora is going to have a hard time. You know what I mean? And that's just the type of style he has. You feel what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I respect Tszyu for taking on that challenge and just continuing to move forward. He believes in himself that much. You can see it in his actions. So who's this guy? He says Teron Davis, Boots is all flash. I mean, if you believe Boots is all flash, then you don't know Boots. Boots is more than just flash. I don't understand what you mean by that. Boots is technically skilled. He has great defense. You know what I mean? He has good hand speed. He has great power. There's nothing that Boots can't do. He's an accurate puncher. What is it that Boots can't do? He's about as well-rounded as could be. Fights from both stances. You know, he's not one of them dudes that switches stances and loses and may lose some type of defense, or his defense or his offense isn't as good. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't lose any ability, whether he's going southpaw or orthodox. I think he's the best switch hitter in boxing right now, hands down. And I understand that Terence Crawford is a switch hitter as well, but like I said, whether Boots is southpaw or orthodox, he doesn't lose anything. He fights the exact same way. I think that Terence Crawford isn't as well versed defensively from the orthodox position in comparison to his southpaw stance, which is, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck, yo. Terence Crawford is a fucking southpaw, bro. You know what I mean? Two totally different fighters. When Terence Crawford, when he's an orthodox and when he's a southpaw, two totally different fighters. You know what I'm saying? And what is you talking about? Karen proved otherwise. Bro, he won every round. Boots won every round, bro. Like, bro, you got to understand, there's styles that you're going to go up against where you're not going to be able to stop everybody. When certain fighters are in survival mode, bro, I don't know if you've ever boxed before, bro, but I've been in the ring with people who their main goal is to not get hurt or to not get knocked out. How can you say that Karen proved otherwise as if this was a close or controversial fight? How many rounds did Karen win? Boots just be switching for no reason. He can't cut the ring off. So there needs to be a reason why you switch. What if you're just comfortable fighting in both stances and can literally control the fight in whichever position you decide to go? The fuck is you talking about? This dude don't know boxing, bro. I swear to God. Like, you talking about you making it seem like Karen exposed the dude. You know what I mean? He won every round. Bro, you don't know boxing. I can't talk to people like you. You know what I'm saying? That don't make any sense at all. How can you shit on a man for winning 12-0 on every scorecard? How the fuck that makes sense? That makes zero sense at all. Terence Crawford is doing Boots exactly the same way Manny was doing him, and then he called Bob Aaron racist. Oh shit, that's a good point. I think that he called Bob Aaron. He definitely did say that there was racial bias over at. So what was it then? If it wasn't 12-0, what was it then? But how many rounds did Karen win? How many rounds did he win, my brother? That's crazy because according to BoxRec, all three judges had it 120, 108. Wow. So it wasn't 12 rounds. It wasn't 12-0. So what's that then? Can you do the math? What's 12 times 10, my brother? What's 12 times 10? Can you tell me what that is? 12 rounds times 10 points. I believe that's 120. And then if you do 12 rounds times 9 points, I think you get 108. So it sounds like it was a 12-0 smoke. Fuck is you talking about, bro? Stop talking about boxing, man. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Boots turned down that WBO mandatory. Boots was never the WBO mandatory. Bro, see, like, instead of just making these dumbass points that you're making, because as far as I'm concerned, Boots has only been the mandatory for the IBF, which is why they stripped Terence Crawford and gave the belt to Jaron Ennis. So let's do this. Let's go to Mazuma TV, YSM Sports Media, and you could look at the video that I posted 2 weeks ago. It currently has 1.7K views. And it says Jerron Ennis turning down Terence Crawford fight as false narrative. And Jamil Parker breaks down the entire situation on there and gives you the exact context behind the situation. That's all we really got to do. We're not about to keep going in circles about this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Virgil left the WBO before Boots. Boots was next up, so your homework. Bro, do your fucking homework and go check BoxRec and you see how many rounds Karen won. You talking about me doing homework and you not even doing it yourself because you said it wasn't 12-0 that Boots won, but then I just went on BoxRec and then it turns out that he did win 12 rounds to nothing. So who's doing their fucking homework? Me or you? Because it sounds like I'm more up to date with the numbers and the facts than you are. You feel what I mean? It sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. It sounds like you copying theories that motherfuckers put on their channel, and then you pasted it into your own fucking brain, and then you're spewing it as facts when it's not. It's fucking dude, bro. Bro, this is how I know he don't know what he talking about. That's not what his daddy said. They was loyal to Showtime with no contract. Who said that Boots wasn't signed to Showtime? Was it Boots not being signed to Showtime, or was it Terence Crawford not being signed with BLK Prime? See, this is what you don't. This is how I know you don't know what you're talking about, bro. Boots was signed with Showtime. He has a deal. He had a deal with Showtime. So, of course, they have contractual obligations with Showtime. That's why Steven Espinoza, he was going to give Jerron Ennis the green light to go over to BLK Prime, but he wanted to make sure that Terence Crawford was signed with BLK Prime. After doing his research, he found out that Terence Crawford was not signed with BLK Prime. He was a free agent. So what did Steven Espinoza do? Try to take the fight and put it on Showtime as a businessman should, because this man was like the fucking, what was it, like the fucking, the sports. He was like the head of like sports on fucking Showtime. I don't know exactly what his description was, but regardless, Boots, Steven Espinoza wanted to bring Bud versus Boots on Showtime. Oh my God, bro. This dude is a clown, bro. This dude, yo, God bless you, bro. God bless you. You don't know what you're talking about, man. You don't know what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, you should come up on here. You should come up on here and explain yourself if you would like. So why don't you do that? Why don't you come up on here? I want to hear your reasoning. Hit the like button for sure, man. We got 21 people in the building. And he calling niggas clowns. See, that's the type shit that it make you look stupid because you know you done got called out already for you spewing lies. You feel what I mean? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You're welcome to come on the channel if you want to. I put the link up. If you want to provide, if you want to make your defense, if you want to make your case, you can come on here and we can chop it up. If not, just stop fucking talking because you're talking too much and you don't know what the fuck you talking about. So either you're gonna come on here and you know you're gonna speak your mind and then get proven wrong on live, or you just gonna stop talking, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mad? Y'all boy got no motion. Boots is the IBF welterweight champion of the world. What the fuck are you talking about? He don't have no motion. What the fuck is you talking about? I never heard of a world champion not having any motion. When you are world champion, you're one of the best in the world. What the fuck you mean, nigga? When have you ever, bro? Keep it a buck, bro. When have you ever been the best in the world at anything? You talking from a couch, my nigga. It look like you outside. It look like you definitely in the hood, nigga. I see a soft top convertible behind you. You know what I'm saying? I see them those little ass steps. You definitely in the hood somewhere, from what I see in this picture. You know what I'm saying? You over here talking about niggas ain't got no motion. This nigga flexing with a soft top convertible in the background, talking about niggas ain't got no motion. Purse bids for 100K. You got 100K? Has anybody ever bid it for your fight or anything you got going on for 100K? You're a clown. You're a goofy, bro. 100K purse bids. Bro, it don't matter. It don't matter. You talking about money. Niggas is talking about wanting to see fights. This nigga talking about money. What about fights, nigga? Talking about niggas ain't got no motion. Nigga, what's up with your motion? What you got going on? Show me 100K. Fuck is you talking about? Now when you start talking about that, man, why you shitting on niggas like that, man? Come on, man. Talk boxing, man. Fuck out of here. Niggas is goofy, man. Get this motherfucker off my channel, man. He had his chance. All right, you had your chance. Get the fuck off my channel. Goofy ass nigga. Fuck out of here. Well, anyway, I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful night. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's doing well. For sure, for sure. Ain't no reason to even speaking about that whole situation. You want to know the full context behind that story, what happened with Boots and Terence Crawford, man, go check out that video that I posted 2 weeks ago with YSM Sports Media. All you got to do is put Mazuma TV, YSM Sports Media, inform yourself, educate yourself so you can avoid being a fucking goofy like that man right there, man. Shout out to the 19 people that's in the building. That's in the building for sure, showing out, supporting the nation. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get back to the boxing talk, man. Let's get back to the boxing talk. So that's pretty much what's going on right now, man. It looks like Errol Spence is stealing the opportunity or attempting to steal the opportunity for Terence Crawford and hopes to ultimately get that rematch against Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's looking like at this point in time, man. Now, is Errol Spence going to be successful in doing so? He might be. He might be. Both of them have a mutual, being under the same network at PBC, it is very possible that, Errol Spence will find his way into this situation and ultimately get that title shot. You know what I mean? That's what it's looking like, man. So don't be surprised if Errol Spence is the one that ends up getting the winner of Sebastian Fundora and Tszyu. And he ends up fighting Terence Crawford at the end for unification at 154 pounds. And that's under this, and that's just if we assuming that Errol Spence beats the winner. Because to keep it real with you, man, we don't know how Errol Spence is going to come back from this. He took he's been through some traumatic shit, whether we talking about the car accident, you know what I mean? Whether we talking about that huge beating that he received from Terence Crawford, we don't know what's left of Errol Spence. We could be optimistic and be like, yo, Errol's still the same, or, he still has a lot left in the tank. But it could very well be possible, unfortunately, that he may be a shell of himself. We don't know. Errol Spence isn't a fan of, tune-ups historically. You know what I mean? He don't want no soft touches, man. He telling you. He want the winner. You know what I mean? He want the winner of both of these guys. And with him being a former unified world champion at welterweight and just having one defeat, he might be able to get it. He might be able to get that opportunity. Sebastian Fundora got knocked the fuck out his last fight. Now he's fighting for 2 belts. So why not Errol? Errol has Boots as an email champ. What are you talking about, Pagai? Why are you even saying that? What's the point of saying that? What's your point? Y'all do understand how, interim champions and you do understand how the IBF shit goes, right? He was the mandatory when Errol Spence was champion, and they said the winner would have to fight Boots for the IBF strap. They weren't able to do so because of the rematch clause. So what did the IBF do? They stripped the man, and they gave it to the man who was the mandatory, which was Jaron Ennis. It's just funny because, people say that Boots is an email champ, but nobody talks about Tszyu being an email champ that's fighting this weekend. I never hear nobody call Tszyu an email champ. Never. I wonder why that is. You know, when people talk about Tszyu, I mean, he fighting this weekend. I haven't heard nobody call him an email champ. You know, it started with Devin Haney and shit like that. You know, and then from there, it just went on to, you know, call all these other athletes email champions. What about the motherfuckers who had the belts wasn't ready to fight them? So the sanctioning body did what they needed to do and give the man the belt that he's been waiting to fight for. Now, you know, Bozy, Boots, and them, they told you that's not the way that they wanted to win the belt. They wanted to fight somebody and defeat somebody for that belt. But what the fuck can they do if the sanctioning bodies are just giving it to them? They supposed to say no? That's the opportunity they've been looking for. This the opportunity they've been looking for. You know what I mean? That might not be the way that they planned on receiving the belt, but you know, if they're gonna give it to them, yeah, they're gonna accept it. Who the fuck wouldn't? Think about it. You a fighter on the come up right now. You the #1 guy for the WBA world title. You know what I mean? You having a hard time getting this fight against the WBA champion, you know, but they finally mandate you. They be like, yo, you next. You know what I'm saying? You next, right? But you know, that guy fights, and then turns out there's a rematch clause. They don't have to fight each other again. So now you have to wait again. You're gonna have to wait a few more months after being told by the sanctioning bodies that you're next. Of course, you're gonna be impatient, right? So then now all of a sudden they be like, yo, we promised you, we said you was next. You know, that guy's not able to fight you at this coming moment. So we're gonna take this belt off of him and hand it to you. What the fuck you gonna say? You're gonna be like, damn, I wanted to fight the guy for it, but you know, now that it's mine, I mean, but I'm not gonna deny it if you hand it to me. You feel what I mean? It's tough. You know what I mean? Because you want to win the belt the right way. You want to beat the champion to be the champion, but you know, it's only so much that could be done if the champion is caught up in other things. You gonna sit there and wait for the opportunity, or you just gonna take the belt and move on with your career? Choose. He said, nah, Boost my guy. Yeah, I mean, and then he went on to say, Tank, Boost, Benavidez, my favorite fighters. Yeah, we got similar favorite fighters, man. Like I said, I've always said, Boots, Bam Rodriguez, Benavidez, the 3 Bs. You know what I'm saying? Those my favorite fighters in boxing right now. After the fight with Cody Crawley, what were there? I'm assuming you meant to say what would there be left or something like that. Marky Dan says, Inoue, my favorite fighter. Inoue is tough, bro. I was suspicious about him for a little while, but after that, Stephen Fulton performance, man, that boy nasty, man. That boy nasty as fuck. He could fucking rumble. That's a generational talent right there for real. Ego brought up another point. Join PBC or fight Boots. In regards to who is that message towards? Big Dre, what up? What up? Silk says, why they calling Shakur the Meek of boxing? Because he do too much for social media. He talk too much on social media. You know what I mean? He's too invested emotionally in social media, similar to Meek Mill. You know what I mean? So that's actually a pretty good comparison. Shakur Stevenson, like his last tweet, he was like, have to take a therapeutic break from here for a while. You know, let me see exactly what he said. I don't want to say the wrong shit. This is what Shakur Stevenson says. In his most recent tweet, taking a little therapeutic break from Twitter again. So this lets you know that he gets so stressed out by Twitter that he needs to take a break because he considers that therapeutic. Whenever you need therapy for something, it's because it's making you reach your breaking point. You know, when motherfuckers go on vacation, they may consider that from their job. When motherfuckers take a vacation from their job, it's for therapeutic reasons, because there's times where your job may push you to the limit mentally, where you may feel like you need to get away for a while, right? This is how Shakur Stevenson views Twitter. Twitter stresses him out so much that he needs to take a therapeutic break. How about not investing yourself so much emotionally on this fucking website and just focusing on the gym? What's wrong with just being just solely focusing on boxing, bro? Why is that so hard for fighters to do nowadays? Fighters want to do everything except box, bro. Like Adrian Broner. Remember when he was at the peak of his career? You know, he jumped up to he skipped 140, went to 47, beat Paulie, became a champion. While he's doing all of that, this man is on tour rapping. What the fuck you rapping for? You're a boxer. You're a world champion. Why are you on stage with fucking Maybach Music Group and you on tour with fucking Lil Wayne and all this crazy shit? Why are you doing that? We don't know you for this. I remember Adrian Broner pulled up on Floyd. This nigga had a whole gut. And he was about to fight Marcos Maidana in a few weeks. Like, what? What the hell is wrong with just tuning everything out and just focusing on boxing? That's why I respect Jaron Ennis, man. Jaron Ennis, you only see him on social media when he's either posting some shit about boxing. He may post a little quote here and there, but for the most part, bro, his whole life is boxing, bro. His whole life is boxing. You don't ever see him on social media trying to explain himself. You don't ever see him go back and forth with nobody, bro. He lets you know what's going on with his boxing career. He might post some funny shit or inspirational shit here and there, but for the most part, bro, he's a boxer. You know, when Boost want to have fun and shit like that, bro, he go play basketball or he go in the studio and make some music with his friends. But you don't see the motherfucker on tour with Meek Mill, you know, trying to be a rapper, putting albums out and, you know, having music videos on World Star Hip Hop and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Shakur needs to take a therapeutic break from social media is the exact reason why they be calling this man Twitterson. Shakira Twitterson. Shakira, because you act like a fucking girl. You emotional just like somebody baby mom. Shit, you emotional like somebody fucking bitter ex, nigga. And you nonstop. You can't hang it up, bro. And what's so hilarious about Shakur is that right after he said taking a little therapeutic break, he went on to answer somebody else right after that. And then he disappeared. He was like, oh, before I go, let me respond to this lame right here. You respond to a motherfucker whose name is Dice and literally got a picture of Dice as his profile pic. 22 followers. 22 followers. No disrespect to Dice. No disrespect to Dice. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect at all. He probably in this chat like, oh, you disrespecting me, nigga. How you want? Nah, I ain't disrespecting Dice, my brother. The point is, you talking about taking a little therapeutic break. You like, I can't take this break unless I respond to Dice. Like, nigga, if you don't log the fuck out, nigga, uninstall your app. Go do something, nigga. Like Shakur itch for validation, bro. I can't stand niggas' mentality like that. They gotta respond. You know what I mean? Like that little girl who always talks back. She never lets you get the last word. That's Shakur Stevenson. A lot of feminine energy, and that feminine energy lets you know that there was a lack of testosterone or a male figure in his life, man. Which maybe I'm drawing conclusions, or maybe I'm just going too far. I don't know, but maybe that's why he don't fuck with Dev and Bill. All that feminine energy, man, lets me know that he ain't have much like masculinity in his life growing up. And maybe that's the reason why he has all this animosity towards a great father, Bill Haney. Now, Can Bill Haney be annoying sometimes? Yeah. Do he run his mouth a lot? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know that Bill Haney's a promoter, right? Y'all be letting Eddie Hearn run his mouth all the fucking time. He be disrespecting fighters and all. Nobody ever be mad at him all like that. They be like, oh, yo, that UK man, yo, that nigga extra funny. Then Bill Haney come on here and talk shit. Man, Bill, shut the fuck up, man. You always running your fucking mouth. Man, let your son be his own man, dog. He's a promoter. Marky Dan, you be a messy dog. He said, did you see the video of Shakur and Edgar? Unfortunately, I did, my brother, and that's not something we definitely going to talk on. We ain't speaking on that. I mean, that was a weird little moment. This nigga reflex was to get on his knees in front of another man. Even Edgar backed up like, oh, hold on, nigga. What the fuck you got going on? Edgar backed up. They was dancing. First of all, why is y'all listening to Take You Down? It's two men in the room. And y'all listening to a sexually explicit song by Chris Brown called Take You Down. The title is evident. I mean, you could tell that it's that kind of song by the title. It's pretty evident, right? So y'all both in there with no shirt on and a little ass, it looked like a little, what's that shit called? Look like a little ass dorm room. I mean, it looked like you got two hard ass bunk beds in there. And y'all, and I could tell it was like an older video too. They had like snapbacks on and all. Snapbacks been old as fuck. Niggas ain't been wearing snapbacks since like early 2010s. You know what I'm saying? And it was just Shakur Stevenson's reflex to drop on his knees in front of another man. Very weird instincts, my brother. Yeah, they had that jail bunk bed, hard ass bed. Man, that shit was wild. I don't know what type time Shakur be on. Shit was made of stainless steel. That shit ain't had no box springs. That shit ain't had no box springs. That was that hard ass that bunk bed metal that be at the bottom of the bed. You know what I'm saying? They had them bunk beds the Step Brothers had in that movie when the shit collapsed on Will Ferrell. That's the type bunk bed they had in that little ass dorm room. You already know Shakur had the top bunk for sure. Yeah, Edgar was getting with the song, and then he seen Shakur dance, and he was like, oh, the fuck up, nigga, what the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? Shakur is super kinky. He said, I'm not into that stuff. Let's move on. Shit, I'm not either, but you know, they brought it up, so I spoke on it. Yo, dancing to Chris Brown with another man is wild. But we just gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? That's we not even playing Chris Brown around another man. You feel me? That's some shit that you listen dolo, or that's some shit that you just you listen to when you with your chick or whoever the fuck you fucking with. You know what I'm saying? But that's a no-no. But you know, they young. They young. I forgive them. You know. So it is what it is, man. Let's get into something else. What we talking about, man? We've been an hour and 18 in right now. We got 22 people in the building. You know what I'm saying? They talking about next topic. Y'all crazy. Y'all bring up the topics, and then when I talk about it, then there's next topic. Okay. You think Matias or Devin has a better chance at beating Shakur? It's a good question. Stylistically, damn, they both will be tough fights for Shakur, but I think that, well, Shakur, his inside game is very, very underrated. Very underrated. You know what I mean? And I think that he'll have that big advantage against Devin Haney if they were to fight. I think that he'll have an easier time with Dev, even though he could come up short in both of those fights, in all honesty, because both of them guys are elite level fighters. I think he'll have a tougher time with Matias because Matias isn't going to respect Shakur Stevenson's power at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to respect it at all. I think that he's going to be coming forward to Shakur. I think he's going to be looking to really wear him down off the rip. And, you know, he's going to be, even though he'll have a hard time hitting Shakur, that pressure is definitely going to take its toll at one point in time. And it may be a situation where Shakur may have to sit down and fight the man. You feel what I mean? And that's just the type of style that Subriel Matias has. You know what I mean? It's gonna be times when you fight Subriel where you might have to stand your ground. You feel me? And I don't know, bro. That's a good ass question, man. That's a good ass question. I guess we just gonna have to see it. But Shakur acting like he don't want no smoke at 140, man. It seems like he only go up to 140 for certain opportunities. Whether we talking about Ryan Garcia, which is easy money, and he seems to be optimistic about fighting Devin Haney at 140. But, I heard Arnold Barbosa talk about fighting him, and he was talking about, we'll come down to 35. It's like he picking and choosing when to come to 140. It's kind of weird. It's like it kind of give me that Triple G and Andre Ward type vibes. Like Triple G was talking about fighting Crawford and Chavez Jr. at 168. Then when Andre Ward called him out, I'll fight you at a catch weight at 164. And I'll come down to 60. You know what I mean? It's just he had picks. You know what I'm saying? In Philly, that means like you being selective with who you want to smoke with. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see. Hypothetically, if you were Liam Paro's chief second, what advice would you give him in the later rounds as Matias starts to rev up the punch output? Well, first of all, Liam Paro is going to have to really make it. He's gonna have to make it his mission to be in shape to fight for 12 rounds straight. He has to be able to have the stamina necessary to withstand the pressure throughout the course of 12 rounds, because that's what Subriel is going to bring. Liam Paro is going to have to be accustomed to fighting on the back foot because Matias is not taking a step backwards, to keep it a buck. You know what I mean? What I would advise him to really focus on his feints and, not throwing, and, you want to disrupt Subriel Matias' offense. So for the most part, I would say try to lead as much as possible. I will also say when Subriel is about to get a combination started, to try to disrupt it to the best of your ability and showcase some movement. You know what I mean? Because, the longer you stand in front of Matias, the more it's likely that he'll be able to, land more shots on you. Subriel has a tough time landing shots or creating offense when he's in the process of moving, when he's, coming forward, when he's not playing, when his feet are not planted. It's hard for him to establish his offense. So I would say feints to keep, Subriel's eyes and reflexes busy. I would say to lead as much as possible. Don't allow Subriel to establish his offense. And when he attempts to establish his offense, attempt to disrupt it. Whether you're throwing punches with him, whether you're tying him up, whether you're smothering his offense, there's a lot of things you could do. You know what I mean? But that's what I would advise. But, obviously that's easier said than done. You feel me? Liam Paro is going to have to show some sense of durability in this fight. Anybody who fights Subriel is going to have some sort of durability, going to have some type of durability or extremely phenomenal defense, either one. You know what I mean? That's what I would advise Liam Paro if I was his chief second to do. But like I said, it's easier said than done. Because I could give him the most perfect advice. But if he's not able to, if he doesn't have that in him, then what I'm saying is pointless. You know what I mean? Because with these key points that I'm giving him, you got to have certain attributes in order to be able to complete those things. Like if I say, yo, you got to be able to, let's say I say you got to be first, then, obviously he's going to have the ability to throw punches in bunches. You know what I mean? And some people's conditioning are not shaped up to be that way. You feel what I mean? Not everybody's capable of throwing punches in bunches without feeling fatigue. So if I tell Liam Paro, you got to throw punches in bunches and, not allow him to establish his offense and just keep your hands moving, if he's not in shape physically in order to do so, then what the advice I'm giving him is pretty pointless. You know what I mean? It's not going to work. It's not going to be effective. So along with the advice I'm giving, you know, Leon Paro has to be physically and mentally be able to follow through with that. You know what I mean? Junior Sparks said different looks on the jab, check hooks, and a lot of movement. I mean, yeah. I mean those are three things that could help a lot as well. You know what I mean? Different looks on the jabs and just throwing the jabs in different areas so you don't get too predictable. You know, jab at the lead hand to, you know, neutralize Subriel's jab. You know what I mean? You could do the slip jab to take your head off the line, the up jab to try to split Subriel's guard, you know, jab to the body to, you know, really affect his gas tank. There's a lot of ways that you could go about it, man. You know what I mean? I just hope that Leon Paro and his team is trying to formulate the best game plan possible, because we all know what Subriel's game plan is. We already know what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? So hopefully they have a great training camp and, you know, they do what they got to do, man, to make it a great fight. They say Raymond Mortataya fighting tomorrow. I believe he is. I believe he is. And I believe Robert Garcia says that after the fight, they'll be willing to fight Shakur in July. So that'd be dope. Marky Dan says you got to have consistent lateral movement and a good jab to beat volume punches like Cepeda and Matias. Every time you stop and give them a target, they're going to hit you at least 5 times. That's a fact. You know what I mean? That's a great point. That's a very great point, Marky, for sure. Marky Dan, that's a fact. I like what you said right there. It makes a whole lot of sense. I feel like that's the only thing that's going to be able to neutralize them type guys. You know what I mean? Unless you just like this fucking knockout artist where you can stand in front of somebody and, you know, you hit them with one shot and they out cold type shit. That'll probably be the only thing that could, you know, be better than that game plan right there. But for the most part, yeah, that seems like your best bet. So if you don't have, you know, consistent movement, you know, or have some type of offense where it's able to neutralize somebody like Cepeda and Matias, then you asked out. Who should Shakur fight next? I was saying, I mean, William Cepeda would be a great opponent for Shakur. You know, because the whole thing is Shakur Stevenson is on a road to redemption right now. You feel what I mean? He's on the road of redemption. He has to redeem himself. A lot of people have been disrespecting Shakur. You know, his stock has been down a drain since that Edwin De Los Santos performance. So he has to come up with a performance that's going to be able to make the fans forget about that previous one. And how will he be able to do that? By going up against a formidable opponent who may also be a pressure fighter or a big puncher and punish them. That's what he's going to have to do. It's almost like he's going to have to get a knockout his next fight, because if he goes up against like William Cepeda, let's say he fights him and he takes the same approach against Edwin De Los Santos, his stock is going to drop even more. And then there's going to be even more fuel to the fire behind the idea that Shakur Stevenson fears punchers, or he's scared to get hit. You feel what I mean? So I think that William Cepeda will be the perfect opponent for Shakur Stevenson right now. But according to Shakur Stevenson, it seems like Golden Boy is tucking their tail with making that fight happen. Cepeda is a Golden Boy fighter, Spot. Yes, he is. But also, I think Raymond Mortataya is a solid opponent as well. We got to take into consideration that all of the top guys that Shakur is looking to fight, they either busy or they in a different weight class right now. He was talking about fighting Lomachenko. Lomachenko is fighting George Kambosos in June. He talked about Kambosos. Obviously, like I said, he's busy with Lomachenko in June. Devin Haney, he talks about Devin Haney. Devin Haney's about to fight Ryan April 20th. He was talking about fighting Ryan. He's fighting Devin Haney April 20th. He was talking about, I think he had mentioned Pitbull Cruz's name. He's fighting Rolly Romero this Saturday. So I don't know. It seems like all of the guys that he really wants to fight or is looking forward to fighting, they seem pretty booked up at this point. They fighting other people. They focus on other shit. So he has to settle for what the next best option is. And I mean, I don't know if Golden Boy is still interested. I don't know if they was using Shakur's name for clout or attention or to build up their fight or to sell some tickets. But William Cepeda is the best opponent possible for Shakur Stevenson at this point in time, who's a lightweight. Cepeda is active. I believe he's undefeated. He's been on a hell of a roll, and he looks sensational. Looks like Golden Boy really got something with William Cepeda. So if you're able to defeat him with that tough style he has, you know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. Anonymous. I hope that's not true, but it says where it is, Shakur is going to fight Abdulev or Artem Harutyunyan. Where do I know that Harutyunyan name for? Artem. Where do I know him from? I heard that name before. I know Zuar Abdulev. I think he fought Devin Haney a while back. Where do I know that name from? Hold on. Let me check this out. Let's check this out right here. Oh, Frank Martin's last opponent. Makes total sense. Yeah. Devin Haney beat Abdulev when he was 11-0 back in 2019. Man, those are some trash-ass fights, dog. That's trash. Wow, that's horrible. That's horrible selections, bro. I hope they don't make him go through that, man. Like, if they do that, Top Rank is doing everything they can to fuck up Shakur Stevenson's stock, bro. He did. Yo, if they line him up with either one of these dudes, let me see the WBC rankings at lightweight, man. Let's check this out, man. Fuck, that's terrible, bro. I feel bad for Shakur, man. I feel bad for Shakur if that's the case. Yeah, Anonymous, I understand that. It's obvious he's not going to get a big name, but there's better names than that that's available right now. I would rather see Mordecai get the opportunity. I'd rather see William Cepeda get the opportunity. Neither one of them dudes. Wow. Hold on. So Shakur is the WBC lightweight champion right now. Look at it. Cepeda is number 1. Number 2 is Mordecai. The two guys that happen to be available right now. I mean, this is under the assumption that Mordecai wins, which I'm sure he will. You know what I mean? I don't think there's many people that could beat Mordecai that's on the come up right now. But he not gonna fight Keyshawn. We know that. They brothers. You know what I'm saying? They brothers. You know what I mean? Edwin De Los Santos, he already defeated Maxie Hughes, got stopped by William Cepeda, so that wouldn't be the best fight. Baranchek, nah. Abdulev and Harutyunyan are number 7 and number 8, right? By each other. Shit, they should be fighting each other. They should be fighting each other, man. They don't need to be fighting Shakur. They need to fight each other. Wow. That's crazy that Andy Cruz is technically like a contender right now with only 3 pro fights. That's impressive. He's ranked number 9 in WBC rankings at lightweight. But yeah, man, these are 2 fights that make sense right now. Cepeda just dominated Maxie Hughes. I believe that was Maxie Hughes he beat up on, right? Number 1 and number 2. We don't want to see number 7 and number 8, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see none of that shit, man. Keep it a buck. Yeah, he just beat the shit out of Maxie Hughes. I remember Facts of Boxing. That was one of those clowns that were slandering Errol Spence on the channel. I packed them. Damn. Why he say okay? I'm confused. Why he say okay? The nigga just said okay out of nowhere. Oscar sounds hesitant to put Cepeda in right now. Yeah, I don't understand that. You know, I don't like when promoters do that. I don't like when they use other fighters' name to promote one fighter or to big up another fighter's name, and then once they get what they want, then they just stop talking about it. Or all of a sudden, they trying to hide their hand. I don't fuck with that shit at all. Like Eddie Hearn did that when Anthony Joshua fought fuck was his name? Robert Helenius. He was using Wilder name the whole time, using Wilder name. Wilder's next, Wilder's next. And then as soon as Anthony Joshua beats Robert Helenius, they stopped talking about Wilder. Like, bro, what the fuck? You was just reassuring us that the Wilder fight was next. You know what I'm saying? And now you acting like you never mentioned the man's name. It's I hate when promoters do that, bro. Like, it's a tool, it's an effective tool, I guess, to get people talking and get to ultimately have people watch the fight. But at the end of the day, you look like a fraud. You know what I mean? And it's going to be hard to get the fans' trust again after you do some type of shit like that. You know what I mean? You ain't standing on business, as they would say. Rouse says the only other option outside of Cepeda and Morataya is an Edwin rematch. I was saying that. I was like, bro, you want to redeem yourself? Like, you really want to redeem yourself and get the people to stop talking about it? Rematch Edwin De Los Santos and fuck them up. I guarantee you people will stop talking. Guarantee you that people will stop talking. How is that on Wilder? How's that on Wilder, Marky? That wasn't on Wilder. Bro, Wilder was willing to take the fight against Joshua next. Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua insisted on taking another fight before they fought Wilder. They said it after the post-fight press conference. Oh, I want to do one more fight. I want to fight one more time before the year is up, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I don't think that was on Wilder at all. Yo, Silk, you messy, dog. You a messy dude. He said, did he finna walk Shakur out his next fight? He better not. He better not. Nigga better go hide on his jet somewhere. The Diddler better not show up to no boxing events. Better not. Yeah, the Edwin rematch definitely makes sense, though. You want to get the people to stop talking, go punch on Edwin De Los Santos. You know what I mean? Let your hands go. Show that you're not scared of punchers. Let's get it popping. You know what I mean? But Shakur don't really seem like he want that right now. He don't seem like he really too interested in that. Anonymous says Shakur was talking shit to Robert Garcia about Mordecai on Twitter. It is possible. Of course it is. Of course it is. You know what I mean? Robert Garcia, he speaks real highly about Raymond Mordecai. He feels like Raymond is that next guy coming up. I feel like he believes in him to put him in there with Shakur. And the thing is, I don't think there'll be any shame in losing to somebody like Shakur Stevenson when you're somebody like Raymond Mordecai. You know what I mean? So I like that fight, man. Is it the best fight? No. But it's a fight. And I'll take it, considering that everybody else is booked up. You know, but the number one fight I would like to see for Shakur, in terms of who's available right now, is Cepeda. Cepeda, Mordecai. A, B. Let's get it. Make one of them. Don't nobody want to see Haratunyan, and nobody don't want to see fucking Abdullah, bro. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Like, they need to fight each other so they can move up in the rankings. They don't need to be fighting Shakur right now. So this is what we're going to go with, man. The Saudis made the card. That's not on Eddie Hearn. Wilder should have handled his business against Parker. But why did he have to fight Parker, though? And as far as I'm concerned, the Saudis are the one who puts the bread up. I don't think it was the Saudis' idea to make that fight. I don't think the Saudis. I think that Eddie Hearn and them made the suggestion to do one more fight. I could literally pull up the press conference right now when You know, Anthony Joshua and them after the Helenius fight was talking about fighting one more time before Wilder, wanting one more fight, wanting one more fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't happy with Anthony Joshua's performance. They weren't happy with Anthony Joshua's performance against Cepeda. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted to do one more fight before Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So I do blame Eddie Hearn. I blame Eddie Hearn for the whole reason why the fight never happened. And I got a plethora of evidence to support that shit. You know what I mean? A plethora of evidence to support that shit. Yeah, Shakur would definitely be sounding thirsty, man. He want that opportunity to prove that he the best so bad. You know what I mean? That he willing to fight just about anybody that's popular in order to achieve that. Shakur's a very impatient dude. You know what I mean? He wants to be him now. He don't want to wait for his opportunity. So he better not fight Yoshino again. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Colbert was a good win, but they ain't even a 135-pounder. Ryo was supposed to do that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he was supposed to do that. I was happy that he did do it, though, because I thought that first fight was some BS. That's a fact. That's a fact, Ralph. He knew that Wilder was all wrong for somebody like AJ. He ain't want to fuck his money up, man. You've been putting money into a fighter so long, and then you see somebody across the street that has a possibility to fuck all the money you're up that you've been investing. You know what I mean? That and shit, they was making a shit ton of euros whenever AJ fought over in the UK, man. You think he wanted to fuck that bread up? Nah. Anthony Joshua could have easily got his career derailed against Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? So I understand. He not trying to fuck his bread up. That's what promoters are supposed to do. Promoters don't want to fuck their money up. Makes sense. They trying to bag the body. They trying to throw the bag away. And Anthony Joshua is ultimately the reason why Eddie Hearn got as far as he did in the States. And Anthony Joshua was Eddie Hearn's key. Was his key to promoting beyond the UK. Anthony Joshua is the main reason why Eddie Hearn was able to spread out and go over to the States. AJ the reason why Eddie Hearn was able to get that DAZN deal, you know, and sign American fighters. Anthony Joshua is the biggest reason for that. So Eddie Hearn, you know, he's loyal to that man for sure. He said Shakur should fight Ryo. That's a possible fight. I like that. That's all right. Yeah. Completely forgot about Ryo. I like that. I ain't see Ryo on the rankings though. He said, Anonymous said, man, I wish we had the old Wilder, Baxter, Vern, one, and Areola were the best performances that I've seen from Wilder skill-wise. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. That version of Wilder, man, AJ ain't want that, man. What? What the? AJ would have broke his gangly you? What? Oh, okay. This dude an AJ fan. Okay, I see. I see. I see what it is. Yeah, all right. You know you fear. You know damn well if AJ stepped in the ring with the Wilder that knocked out Stavern and all that shit, you would be shitting bricks. You would be shitting bricks. Don't lie. Don't lie. AJ steps in the ring with that version of Wilder, you shitting bricks. Keep it 1,000. You not confident. I know I wouldn't. For sure. He said, leave me alone. But nah. We all know what would have happened. Do you think Benavidez will make it all the way up to heavyweight throughout his career? That's possible. I think he'll be a small heavyweight. Maybe that'll be towards the later half of his career, but it's possible. I think that David Benavidez will be a 3-division world champion when it's all said and done. I don't know if he'll be able to, maybe the right fight, he could probably get a title at heavyweight. But with him already having 2 world titles at super middle, you know, it being very possible that he gets a world title at light heavyweight. You know, cruiserweight, that's easy money for Benavidez, man. Easy money. You know what I'm saying? The cruiserweight division has always been ass. You know, they've had some good fighters that have briefly went past the division, like, you know, Usyk, Evander Holyfield, and shit like that. Those two are probably the greatest cruiserweights of all time. But, you know, this point in time right now, the cruiserweight division is completely trash. You know what I'm saying? So Benavidez could get a title up there for sure. He could definitely be a 3-division world champion. But I think light heavyweight is when he's really going to start setting into his own and, you know, really start making statements. Because I think that Benavidez is coming into the division at the right time. You know, he's coming in when the 2 best are about to fight each other, Bivol and Beterbiev. Beterbiev is in his late 30s. He may very well be close to shit. How old is Beterbiev right now? Shit, he might be touching 40 already. For real, for real. Let's check it out. He's 39 years old. So he's coming into, well, David Hay. Okay. David Hay. Yeah, I guess. James Toney. Cruiserweight, that definitely wasn't his best moment. But I get what you're saying. I think because I said Usyk because he became undisputed there at cruiserweight, then moved up. And I say Evander Holyfield because Evander Holyfield is the greatest cruiserweight of all time. You know what I'm saying? But Archer Beterbiev is 39 years old. You feel me? So, yeah, I think Benavidez is coming into the division at the perfect time because, you know, Beterbiev hasn't accumulated much damage in his career, but that's still a man in his late 30s going up against somebody who's not even 30 yet. So that'll be dope. You know, to see David Benavidez take on the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev, sensational. And I think that he's very capable of beating both of those guys if he approaches it the right way. This nigga Kabitch Norma Gashedov. That's crazy. That's a crazy ass name. I'm gonna call you Khabib though. He says, Mazuma, you know Sean Porter beat Usyk in the amateurs. I did know that. Sean Porter beat a lot of dudes in the amateurs. You know, he beat Daniel Jacobs. There's a few people that he beat that I can't remember right now, but you know, he's fought a lot of guys. Beterbiev so old he finna pull a Charlie horse in the undisputed fight. This dude be clowning, bro. That'll be some crazy shit. That'll be some real crazy shit. Spock says, yep, and Beterbiev fought Usyk as an amateur. Yeah. I seen this old amateur clip of Triple G knocking out Lucien Butte in the amateurs, and that shit was nasty, bro. It's one of the nastiest knockouts I've seen in the amateurs. Should go check that shit out. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. It's 1:22 in the morning. I completely lost track of time, and I think it's about that time that I go to sleep, get some rest. I gotta wake up early tomorrow to get my final day of work completed for the week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get up out of here, man. It was a great live that we had tonight. You know what I mean? We had a great conversation on here. I didn't think I would be on here that long, but like I said, it was a great discussion between everybody that's in the nation right now, man. I need everybody to hit the like button before we get up out of here, man. Let's get this channel on the up, man. I want to get to this 1,800 mark ASAP. You know what I mean? Next time I go on live, I might have a fresh face, you know what I mean? Pause, no Diddy, you know what I mean? Get a nice little haircut or whatever, because I'm looking down bad right now. I look like I need some change. Look like I need like a motherfucking like a Wawa gift card or something, man. It seems like a nigga down bad right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get myself together. I'm gonna get myself some rest, and you already know I'm gonna get up out of here. So I hope everybody has a great night, man. Shout out to the nation and the mob. You know what I mean, for participating in the group chat, showing love and all that. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you appreciate the content. I'm out of here, man. Peace.